Ladies and gentlemen, renegades, rebels, and outlaws, gladiators, combatants, and fighters, welcome to week 7 of the Sunday Night Fights. Debuting here tonight will be the historic first ever Gauntlet Deathmatch. 6 combatants will enter the arena. 4 of them will enter pods on either side of the arena awaiting their entrance. And 2 fighters will start it off 1v1. Every 5 minutes, a new gladiator will enter the chamber, will enter the arena, and will join the carnage that awaits. The fight will go for as long as it takes until one fighter is left standing, and that fighter will be either the new or retaining SNF World Champion. Here tonight, we have the reigning SNF World Champion, Bigstew, who defeated McGregor last week in Sholazar Basin to win his first championship, becoming the second shaman champion in SNF history, the first restoration shaman in guild history to win the title, and also the reigning Warsong champion, Reesepuff, who will be returning to the SNF here tonight after Agabris withdrew from the deathmatch. What a brawl this is going to be. Enderstone also in attendance here, along with Smokythebear and Salamon. Enderstone, usually my broadcast partner, he will be in action here tonight. But Ender, what are your thoughts here? What do you think is going to transpire within the historic Circle of Blood arena? What do you expect?
Just like the other deathmatch, there could be teams, groups of people who just fight till the end, and then there could be backstabs, like in for every single person. Like, it's not safe. People could drop groups, instantly turn on each other. It's gonna be mayhem. Can't wait
And
for it.
of course, the first big difference that you'll note between this and the classic deathmatch, as I mentioned, it'll be at 5 minutes, then another 5 minutes, and then another 5 minutes before every single fighter is involved. So it's not going to be the free-for-all to start as we're accustomed to. So without further ado, let's bring to you the first ever Gauntlet Deathmatch live here from the Circle of Blood. It was here on these hollowed, bloodied grounds where Sharp Swords, 6-time champion back in the 2012 season, won his first championship against Knuckle Duster. We will look to see who will succeed him and Javar and countless other legendary names as the champion here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn cooked and your drink of choice in hand. Settle in, because the Gauntlet Deathmatch is about to kick off as the Gladiators of War make Very fitting all around there. Of course, talking about Of Wolf and Man. You can't get any better than that for the Wrathful Worgen and the greatest Worgen fighter in SNF or AFC history. Here tonight, he will look to win his first title. Up next, we have the two-time champion, the 2016 SNF season champion, the Ashenvale assassin, the legend killer, Smokythebear.
Catch my breath, and I know the weight of the world can crush my chest. I work till I'm dead. I work till I'm dead. I work till I'm dead. And then I'll do it all again. It's not because of that, it's not because of money. Works in my blood, and I kill cause I'm hungry.
And ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to announce that replacing Acrebus on the Alliance side here in this Gauntlet Deathmatch will be none other than the Enhancement Enigma Garlen as the sixth and final combatant here. He is making his way out to the arena. Smoky and Enderstone, if you would be so kind as to summon him. There is a summoning stone over by the raid instance to the north. We will get Garlen out here. He will have his entrance, and then the first ever Gauntlet Deathmatch will be underway. So we're waiting Smokythebear and Enderstone to summon Garlen, and then we will get this one underway. Acrebus withdrawing earlier tonight, Reesepuff rising up, and so too does Garlen here to take the spots in the deathmatch and vie for a shot at the title. Garlen looking to win another championship here. Bigstew, the reigning champion, two Shaman skirmishers who returned last week in Sholazar. And tonight they will look to battle it out for the championship. Garlen entering this death match adds a whole another level of intrigue, in my opinion. He is a heavy-hitting enhancement shaman. He is crafty. He is the one who got Salamon into the game all the way back, so we'll see if they end up either forming an alliance or going against one another. It just really shakes things up in a massive way. So the alliance fighters for the evening going to be Smokythebear, Enderstone, and Garlen. The Horde fighters, as you see them there, Bigstew, Salamon, and Reesepuff. A rogues gallery of some of the top fighters currently in the Sunday Night Fights and AFC. What a brawl this is going to be. As soon as Garlen makes his entrance, the fighters will split up into their waiting pods, and every 5 minutes, one of them will enter the chamber. I will announce officially here that the first two combatants in the 2018 Gauntlet Deathmatch will be none other than Reesepuff and Salamon. The Warsong Offensive going to be starting things off, and keep in mind all these names were drawn at random. The order of which they will enter, completely drawn at random. But, of course, the alliances they forge and shatter will not be at random. That will be calculated, and it will be interesting to see how it all unfolds here tonight. So Reesepuff and Salamon going to be starting off the death match. Holy versus Vengeance, Tank versus Healer. Garlen is making his entrance now. The Enhancement Enigma about to enter the Circle of Blood.
It's a shameful fate, you've lost your head. A careless man who could wind up dead. You wear your sin like it's some kind of prize. Too many lies, too many lies. Oh, these words are true, and I'll make you believe. Yeah, you fight for air and trouble just to...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready. And Garlen, follow Enderstone and Smokythebear over to your waiting pod. Bigstew, take your place in yours. Salamon, please line up on the blue corner. Reesepuff the red. We have the reigning Warsong champion in action here first, starting things off against Salamon, Sindora Slayer, Crusader Queen. The death match begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The brawl to claim a new champion or defending champion has just begun here inside the Circle of Blood arena. 5 minutes until the next gladiator enters the chamber. Reesepuff already down to 50%. She is going as Retribution here, not Holy, Retribution. Note that. The Crusader Queen, last time she was in 1v1 action, was Retribution. Here tonight, going Retribution as well. Salamon giving chase. Reesepuff trying to use that line of sight, trying to survive. She doesn't have the heals from Holy, but she does have some flashlight. She uses it there. Her mana already at 50%. Salamon not pushing the advantage here, just sitting there on top of the pillar. Glaive tosses, wearing down Reesepuff, though not to any great extent. And Salamon now down to 75%. Reesepuff catches him. Down to 60. Look at the damage there from the Crusader Queen, who is trained by Javar himself, the reigning 14-time champion, the greatest paladin ever do it. And now back and forth they go. Salamon down to 60%. Reesepuff down to 50%. Salamon and Reesepuff both looking to score the first elimination of the night. They'll get time to rest, buff back up, heal back up, and get set for whoever is entering the chamber next, with plenty of time still on the clock before that next fighter enters. Salamon now down to 25%. Reesepuff at 75%. Illidan's Grasp. Cast there by Salamon against the Warsong champion. Salamon now down to 60%. It was Reesepuff who defeated Shenush for the Warsong Championship at AFC 16 Jaguar versus Welldog on February 24th. Here tonight, she's looking to become the first ever fighter to win both the SNF and Warsong titles, to hold them both at the same time. Salamon dangerously low there and heals right back up with that unbelievable sustained power and just the resilience of the Vengeance Demon Hunter. Salamon looking for his second title tonight. It's been a long time since he's held the championship. He's had numerous opportunities. Salamon coming off of a huge win against Garlen at that same event I was mentioning. His old friend there. Going to be in action later on tonight. Reesepuff down to 25%. Salamon down to 75%. There's the imprisonment on Reesepuff. Exchanging blows here in the center of the arena. Illidan's Grasp again used by Salamon. He leaps forward. Reesepuff trying to create distance and get some heals off, and instead they trade blows here. Now with just 2 minutes remaining until the next gladiator makes his entrance. Salamon almost into the red zone. Reesepuff needs to push the advantage here. Can she knock out Salamon? That is the question we are looking to answer. What a thrilling back and forth it has been so far between these two Blood Elf brawlers. Another imprisonment cast by Salamon. Salamon back up to 60%. Again, that resilience of the Vengeance Demon Hunter coming into play here. Reesepuff down to 25%, 15% flash of light being casted. And Reesepuff gets that stun and gets the heals all the way back up to 100%. Salamon now trailing here in this one at 75%. Reesepuff at right around 95. Reesepuff gets some damage, tries to create distance. There's that experience as a Holy Paladin coming into play as Retribution. Much more conservative pick and poke striker than what you'd see from Javar, ground and pounder. And Salamon is doing a good job staying on top here, giving chase. Reesepuff doing a good job withstanding the damage from the Sindori Slayer. Less than 60 seconds until we have a new fighter in action here. Who will it be? Will we see an elimination before then? Reesepuff down to 75%. Salamon now down to 75%. 30 seconds remaining. A new fighter is about to enter the chamber, ladies and gentlemen. The question of who is about to be revealed. 20 seconds. Both fighters neck and neck in the middle of the arena. Down they go. Reesepuff at 60%. Flash of light being casted here. Salamon not interrupting it. Salamon down to 60%. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Smokythebear will enter the Gauntlet Deathmatch. The 2016 season champion is now in the ring. And the countdown is on until another fighter enters the chamber. And Salamon looking for Smoky. And they're not attacking each other anymore, so it looks like we have an alliance here between the two Horde fighters. Smokythebear going to be brought out of stealth by Salamon. Smart move by the Sindori Slayer. It is now 2v1 here, and Smokythebear, probably not the situation you want to be in, walking out against two Horde fighters. But nonetheless, that is the situation the experienced Druid is facing here. The Legend Killer, one of the best players of all time to play beneath the crossed hammers. Smokythebear, look at the ability there as he just kites away. He's got a Retribution Paladin and a Vengeance Demon Hunter chasing him down, and he is not slowing. He is keeping that health up. He has not dropped significantly, now drops barely down to right around 90%. And I can assure you there was no pun intended on that. As Smokythebear is taking some punishment. No pun intended. Down to 25%. Smokythebear rock now, almost into the red zone. As Reesepuff and Salamon catch him. But look at that, Smokythebear. He is in a league with Big Dad, with Foxy Hill, some of the greatest healers to ever do it. And he is showing why here tonight. Again caught here, again getting rocked, and again withstanding the punishment. Smoky's got a long time before the next fighter, whether it be Alliance or Horde, enters the arena. So Smoky just trying to buy time here. And I don't know, if I was Reesepuff, I'd probably attack Salamon and let Smoky jump on Salamon as well. If you're Salamon, you got to be thinking about that as well, maybe turning against Reesepuff. Who knows? You got to change something up here. They're not getting the slows on Smoky that they need. They're not getting the damage. We'll see if that changes here. But so far, they have been just squelched by the Legend Killer. Smokythebear shifting forms here, juking and jiving his way right out of the CC, right out of the stuns, right out of the clutches of the two Blood Elf Brawlers. Of course, that Legend Killer title was earned by Smokythebear when in that 2016 Champions Brawl atop Ice Crown, he hit the Typhoon on the Phenom, on Foxy Hills, the greatest priest to ever fight in war history, and won the title that night, sending Foxy Hills to Redoom off the ledge of the Frozen Throne, and thus becoming the Legend Killer. Also with victories over Javar, Big Dad, you name it, he has done it. Smokythebear, that experience coming into play here and now. And Salamon and Reesepuff seem frustrated. I mean, at this point, you might as well go every man for himself again because they're not catching Smoky. They are frustrated. You could see them in the center of the arena just waiting for Smoky, and he's just dancing around. Next fighter about to come out here. We are less than 2 minutes away now. Reesepuff and Salamon going to stay in the alliance here. They're going to wait for Smoky instead of chasing. Keep in mind, Bigstew will make his entrance later on. He gets a later pick being the champion. The rest of the fighters, it could be anybody at any time as we near the 1 minute mark until another gladiator enters the arena and all hell breaks loose. You got to think it's not going to be Bigstew because Bigstew's the defending champion. So you got to think it's going to be either Garlen or Enderstone entering next. And in that case, Smokythebear has an ally. Less than 60 seconds remaining until the next fighter makes his entrance. Who is it going to be? Smokythebear hoping for an ally here, needing an ally here. Salamon and Reesepuff have just given up at this point. They are frustrated. Smokythebear has just ran circles around them here. Smokythebear was the first elimination in the last deathmatch we had this season, and for a good reason, as you see. He is mobile, he is talented, he is efficient, he is a survivor. He is looking to win a third title here tonight. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The enhancement enigma Garlen enters the arena. Smokythebear getting an ally here. Smokythebear saying Garlen was one of his favorite opponents, always challenged him, always pushed him to the brink, and now Garlen is involved. Smoky and Garlen teaming up here against Toby and Reesepuff. Toby and Garlen, of course, being longtime friends. I mentioned it was Garlen who got Salamon into the game. And now they are standing on opposite sides here. Reesepuff down to 75%. Flash of light being interrupted. Rocked low. And there is the bubble. Garlen not taking any damage so far. Smokythebear taking some punishment. Reesepuff goes back up to 100%. Garlen right back on the Holy Heroine. 2v2 action, Horde versus Alliance. This is what you came to see, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the Gauntlet Deathmatch is all about. Garlen now down to 75%. Reesepuff rocked yet again. The enhancement enigma using Hex there. And look at, the mobility of Smokythebear and Garlen cannot be understated here, folks. I mean, you see the wolf form, Smoky shifting in and out of his various form. Reesepuff again taking damage here down to 50%. She has used bubble. It is not off cooldown yet. Smokythebear taking care of Salamon here, keeping him distracted. Reesepuff almost to the red zone. Lay on hands going to save her and buy her time, but that was her last massive cooldown. And Garlen now giving chase. Looking for the kill, looking for the knockout. Will Reesepuff, the reigning Warsong champion, be the first eliminated here tonight? Smokythebear is having none of Salamon's advances. Reesepuff taking thunderous damage here from Garlen. Barely gets a hill off there. Reesepuff's rocked, and down goes the Crusader Queen. The first elimination of the night. It is now 2v1 against Salamon. Payback time for Smokythebear, who was relentlessly chased down by the two Horde combatants. And now it is 2v1. The tides have turned. The tables have been reversed. As Salamon is being pursued by Garlen, his old friend, and Smokythebear. Salamon down to 50%. Garlen looking for revenge here as well. It was Salamon who beat him at AFC, the last AFC event we had. So both Smoky and Garlen looking for some payback here. Salamon now trying to get away. And trying to chase down Smokythebear in the process. Garlen giving chase. There's Illidan's grasp. How much punishment can the Sindori Slayer withstand? Garlen continuously swinging away on Salamon. Smokythebear snaring him, rooting him, slowing him here as he makes his dance across the arena. And as Salamon gives chase, Garlen's right there behind him. And look at the Sindori Slayer all the way back up to 100%. If you're Garlen and Smokey the Bear, you got to make a move here. There's less than 2 minutes remaining now until the next fighter enters, and it might be an ally for Salamon. Garlen chasing after his old friend. Smokey the Bear and Garlen regrouping here. And you saw the mobility there from Salamon frustrating his old friend Garlen. Smokey the Bear dancing around the outside of the arena there, the skirts of it. Man, that was so close for Salamon. He was rocked a couple times there, and he managed to bounce back. I think if you're Smokey at this point, you stand your ground and let Garlen get right on top of Salamon. But Smokey's going to continue to run away. Less than 60 seconds remaining now, and a new combatant will enter. It will be either Bigstew or it will be Enderstone. And you got to think 2v1 Salamon was able to survive. 3v1, I'm not so sure. But the Alliance Revolution is looking pretty good right now. And Bigstew's aspiration, if you're Bigstew, if you're the reigning champion, you got to be hoping for Salamon to hold on here. 25%, Salamon back up to 50%. You got to hope a Horde fighter hangs on. Salamon's the last Horde fighter standing. Salamon down to 25%. Less than 30 seconds remaining. Salamon at 30%, the clock at less than 30 seconds. Who is going to be the next combatant to enter? We already had our first elimination. Salamon looking to avoid being the second. 15 seconds remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The beast has been unleashed as Enderstone enters the fray, and Salamon's dangerously low rocked here, 5% into the red zone. The Sindori Slayer is wobbled. He's on spaghetti legs, and somehow he hangs on for the moment, but he is rocked again. Garlen, Enderstone, Smokey the Bear, all of them combining their might, their talent, their skill, their aggression against the Sindori Slayer, and finally, Salamon gets himself back up to 25%. Look at the tenacity of the Sindori Slayer and the former champion holding on here, refusing to quit, refusing to die. How much longer can he withhold and withstand a punishment? Not much longer. And Salamon is the second eliminated in this fight. Now it is down between the three Alliance fighters until Bigstew enters. Enderstone, Smokey the Bear, and Garlen, the Alliance Revolution, taking full control of the Circle of Blood here and now. What a death match so far. We've seen it all here. And now what's going to transpire? Garlen, Smokey the Bear, Enderstone, all of them kind of separating here. You see them eyeing each other. They're, what are you up to? You know, who's going to turn on who? And you got to make your move quick. Enderstone's got to be careful here. As Blood, he's going to be the toughest to take down. 1v1. Smokey the Bear is crafty. He's in stealth. Garland's got to watch out because he's DPS. If he loses Smokey, he loses his heals. So either way, and of course, Enderstone needing an ally here as well, because like I said, if he gets double teamed, the same fate that happened to Salamon might happen to him when Bigstew enters. So this could go either way. And then there were three, ladies and gentlemen. Enderstone, Garlen, Smokey the Bear, all taking their time. They are waiting. This is not looking good for Bigstew. This is like a cow coming out to the slaughter here. I said last week, Bigstew, it was the bucking bronco. You know, nobody could stay on him. Nobody could. He was a healer. He was crafty. He was getting out of attacks. He was juking and jiving. And I said this week could be another rodeo. But it's looking more like a slaughter for the reigning champion as the Alliance Revolution fighters are looking to wait him out. But look at this. Enderstone going after Garlen here just like that. The Alliance is broken. And the WRATHFUL WORGEN going after the enhancement Enigma. And Garland's giving chase. Not the situation Garland wanted to be here. But where is Smokey in all this? What side is he picking? He's been burnt far too many times in the death match. Javar betraying him. Janusz looking to betray him. You know, just multiple times he's been in very brutal situations. And it doesn't look like Smokey the Bear is on any team because Enderstone is chasing after Smokey now. Less than 2 minutes remaining until the champion enters the arena. Enderstone giving chase. This is just crazy here. You'd think one of these guys would form an alliance with the other, but it looks like it's every man for himself right now. Blood Drinker on Garlen. Have Garlen and Smoke. We haven't seen them attack each other. Is it Garlen and Smokey the Bear who have teamed up? It looks like, no, Garland's targeting Smokey now. I don't know what is going on here. It is madness. Enderstone attacking Smokey, Garland attacking Ender. Garland smartly just staying up there, biding his time. It is about to become a fatal four-way with the title on the line here. Less than 60 seconds remaining before the reigning champion enters the arena. Garland and Enderstone. Smokey the Bear there. It looks like they're waiting again. Garland throwing some lightning bolts at Smokey, but nothing too serious. I would not want to be the reigning champion right now. The clock of doomsday is ticking down for him. 30 seconds remaining, and the Brahma Bull will enter the Gauntlet Deathmatch. Oh, Garland's rocked here, 75%. Enderstone springing forward. Looking to see if Smokey throws any heals on Garland. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here comes the Brahma Bull. Here comes the reigning champion. It is now a fatal four-way. Bigstew at 100%. Smokey the Bear targeting the reigning champion. Enderstone, Garland, they're all targeting Bigstew. They're all looking to bring down the champion. Bigstew beat pretty much everybody last week, and this week all three of them are on him. Healing surges being casted and interrupted there. Bigstew down to 25%. Down into the red zone here. The Brahma Bull almost down. Will he drop? Yes, he will. And yes, we will crown a new champion here tonight. Enderstone, Smokey the Bear, and Garland, a three-way, a triple. Oh, no, Bigstew's back up. He uses the self-res. Bigstew's not eliminated yet. All fair, all legal here in the death match. Bigstew is still alive. I would have waited to use that. I would not have used that when he did. That might have been the death sentence there officially for the reigning champion. Still looking to hold on, but he's got the WRATHFUL WORGEN, the Enhancement Enigma, and the Ashenvale Assassin all bearing down on him. Bigstew, valiant effort here from the Brahma Bull, looking to hold on to the first title he fought so hard to win. Healing surge being casted there, interrupted on the second try. Down into the red zone goes Bigstew, dropped, rocked, hobbled, and down goes the champion. So now officially it is a triple threat death match with the title on the line. A new champion will be crowned. Now we see the Vipers in the grass. Now we see who turns on who. Just the worst possible outcome for Bigstew. You got to think if Reesepuff and Salamon had won that exchange earlier, Bigstew would have some allies, but as it is, we will crown a new champion, and that champion will be from the Alliance Revolution. Loyalists of the Crossed Hammers, Rebels, Renegades, and Outlaws rejoice, because your guild is now in a triple threat death match for the title. Outriders, Centurions, Legionnaires, take heart. Warsong Offensive will be back in action vying for the title next week. So here we go. Enderstone, Garland, and Smokey the Bear. Who's going to team with who? If you're Enderstone and Smokey, you got to team up against Garland. If you're Garland, you got to team up against Ender. But one way or another, either Garland or Ender needs to make an alliance with Smokey the Bear. There is no more time limit. There is no more entries to come here. Now it goes until one man is left standing. Smokythebear wisely waiting in stealth. He wants to let Enderstone and Garlen swing on each other. Keep in mind, of these three fighters, the only one who has not won their first title is Enderstone. And I mentioned the parallels to Sharp Swords earlier. Sharp Swords promoted to officer at 16. Enderstone, same. And now Enderstone looking to become, alongside Sharp Swords, the youngest champion in history. Garland's down to 50%. Enderstone has him in his clutches. Garlen battling back. Will it be enough? Enderstone has Garlen on spaghetti legs here. Not quite into the red zone yet, but Garlen is feeling the punishment. Enderstone's feeling a first world title. And Smokythebear is healing Garlen, it looks like. Or no, is he? No, Smokythebear's pulling a Big Dad here. Big Dad, back in the first ever Gridiron Deathmatch, teamed up against Glenn Moreau and Great Nick, wore them both down, pretended he was allies with them both, and then sprung forward. Smokythebear doing the same tonight. Garlen has Enderstone rock there. Back and forth, they slug on each other. Smokythebear wearing both down with Moonfires. Garlen now on the receiving end of some punishment. Enderstone dropped really low there, ladies and gentlemen. That might have been it, and another upset for the WRATHFUL WORGEN. But Enderstone hanging on. There's the blood drinker on Garlen, who's rocked. 5%. Garlen almost down, and there he goes. It is now down to 1v1. Smokythebear and Enderstone with the title on the line. The record for a deathmatch finale is 36 minutes and change. The combatants in both of those death matches, those record-setting death matches for the War Games and the regular death match, Chong and Doc Stew, Chong and Foxy Heels. Will Enderstone and Smokythebear set a new record here tonight? It's going to come down to attrition. Oh, what is this? Smokythebear targeting Garlen here. Are we going to see a battle res on Garlen? What a smart move that would be by... If you're Smoky, the only chance you have to win this is getting Garlen back up and wearing down Enderstone, double teaming him. Smokythebear going after Garlen again here. There's Garlen back up with the battle res. Smart move by Smoky. Enderstone has to be careful now. If he can get Garlen down once again with Smokythebear healing him, that's the key factor here. If he can get Garlen down for a second time, Smokythebear cannot battle res him. Smoky knows he can beat Garlen. Doesn't know if he can beat Enderstone. And here we go. Garlen popping the cooldowns. Here comes the pain from the enhancement Enigma. Smoky and Garlen double teaming the WRATHFUL WORGEN now. Enderstone fighting for his life, fighting for the chance at the title. Everything on the line here for these three combatants. Garlen taking just unbelievable punishment here from Enderstone. He's rocked yet again, down to 50%. And Smokythebear heals him back up. It's going to be a whole different ball game now that Garlen has a healer. Garlen knows he can beat Smokythebear as well, I should add. So it benefits both of them to bring it to the very end here in a 1v1 competition. Does not benefit Enderstone. He is now being double teamed, as was Bigstew, as was Salamon. Enderstone now feeling the effects. We're not seeing that health bounce back up as quickly. Enderstone's in trouble here. He is being picked apart. He's being worn down here. Enderstone into the red zone, not able to get those heals off that he needs. He gets that massive heal off, getting him all the way back up to 75 and then brought immediately back down. The WRATHFUL WORGEN refuses to quit, refuses to give up. He is so close, but yet so far, as Garlen and Smokythebear have now teamed up. Against Enderstone. Enderstone down to 25%, almost eliminated. Into the red zone goes Enderstone. Can he hang on here? 5%, almost down, and there he goes. The WRATHFUL WORGEN upset yet again. So close, but yet denied at the end by Smokythebear and Garlen. What a valiant effort from the WRATHFUL WORGEN. But in the end, it comes down to 2. Smokey the Bear and Garlen, a fight we have not seen since last week, and before that, throughout the 2016 season. The title on the line. Garlen and Smokey the Bear both looking to win a third title here tonight. And I believe Smokey switched to Feral. He did. Here comes Smokey the Bear out of the shadows. Springing forward for the elimination on Garlen. Smokey the Bear looking for his third title. It's been some time since he held the championship. The last one he won was that season title against Foxy Hills. And Smokey the Bear is now down to 25%, back up to 75%. Garlen feeling his third title. And he has Smokey the Bear low. He has Smokey the Bear into the red zone, 5%. Will Garlen win it all right here? Both fighters neck and neck, trading blows. Smokey the Bear somehow buys some time and heals himself back up. What an amazing death match. Garlen again pulled back in. Smokey the Bear looking for the finish. Garlen desperately trying to backpedal and create some distance. And again, they exchange blows here. Garlen has Smokey the Bear down. Garlen on the receiving end of some punishment himself. The bleeds. Smokey the Bear dropped 5%. Garlen's also at 5%, but Smokey's dangerously low. Teeters on the brink. And will he go down? Yes, he goes down, and Garlen is the new reigning, defending champion here in the Circle of Blood. Garlen coming in at the last second to win it all here in the Circle of Blood arena. Nobody expected him to be here. He showed up, he stepped up, and he has just won his third championship. What a historic win for Garlen. What a historic moment for Shamans. For the first time in SNF history, we have back-to-back Shaman champions. And for the first time since 2016, Garlen stands atop the Sunday Night Fights mountain. Congratulations to the Enhancement Enigma. We will be back next Sunday at 6 p.m. server, week number 8 of the 2018 SNF season. Continues on, and we will see Garlen defend his title or vacate it if he's unable to attend. Thank you all for watching the first ever Gauntlet Deathmatch. What an exciting finish. What a thrilling contest. And until next time, we press on.